management of the Strait of Hormuz. Let's bring in former DHS senior advisor to Alejandro Mayorkas and retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Bernie Flowers. Also with us, former executive director for Iranian Americans for Liberty, Brian Lee. Brian, I want to start off with you real quick because we're talking about Mamdani not going to the parade here in New York City. 100,000. This is the largest pro-Jewish gathering probably in the United States, happening as we speak right now, just a few blocks away. And the capitalist capital of the world, its leader refusing to go. What kind of message does this send not only to New Yorkers, to the country, but to the world?
Hey, Lydia, good to be on with you. Listen, Mamdani's boycotting of the Israeli Day Parade is a very clear message, not just to the Jewish community that lives in New York City, but also to the Christian community. This is not just a Jewish parade, it is a Israel Day Parade. And as we know, Israel enjoys support from much more than just a Jewish community. So, Mamdani is turning his back on New Yorkers that stand with the world's only Jewish state. You noticeably see who is there. Former Mayor Eric Adams is there. Former Mayor Michael Bloomberg is there. So I think it sends a very clear message that this is the new day that New Yorkers should get used to with Mayor Mamdani.
Bernie, I want to go to you now. The president has said, he said it last night on another network, that he said the one guarantee I have to have no nuclear weapons, meaning Iran, and they've agreed to that. So the president has said that Iran has agreed it won't pursue nuclear weapons as talks between the U.S. and Iran intensify. But here we are, right? Here we are. A conflict that was only supposed to last, according to the administration, 4 to 6 weeks, and it's ongoing.
Lydia, first of all, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for having me on. The professor who was on just a few minutes ago was absolutely correct. We're running out of diplomatic options, and we're going to have to turn the heat up, and that means going kinetic, unfortunately. I hate to see that because you're putting human beings at risk. But also you have to take into account that the war between Israel and Lebanon, Hezbollah, it's still going on. People are dying there. So we can't continue this on forever. So I hate to see this, but the bottom line is we're going to start seeing bombs dropping again.
You think we'll see bombs dropping? So, Brian, how does Israel, what's their role in this? The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has reportedly ordered the military to ramp up its ground operations in Lebanon. It took over this Beaufort Castle in Lebanon. This is the first time they've gotten this deep into Lebanon in 26 years. So this move by Israel, what does that tell you?
Well, I think the message and the move from Israel sends a really clear message that Israel continues to remain in control. We saw, what Operation Epic Fury was like in terms of working hand in hand with our Israeli partners and allies and how capable they were throughout that entire operation. So I think Israel is continuing to create a buffer zone in their north and in Lebanon's south. And I think they're going to continue to do that. And I think my co-panelists' comments about how, unfortunately, kinetic action is probably in the near future, Lydia, I have to agree with him. That's definitely going to happen. President Trump signals that we're getting closer to a deal, and literally 5 minutes later, there's tweets and posts going out from the IRGC saying there will be no deal. So I think we're getting to a point right now where, diplomatic resolutions have totally been exhausted, and we know what needs to be done. We have the most powerful military in the world, and I think we can accomplish the mission.
Bernie, before I let you go, I'm looking at this report. Americans have paid $59 billion more for fuel since Trump started the Iran war. Of course, this is from a leftist media outlet. But of course, we're seeing people paying more at the pump, and it trickles down. Anything that's transported, right, the price goes up. The price is still lower at the pump than it was under Joe Biden, but the frustration is there. What is your message to the American people?
Hold the line. We've got to, first of all, take care of this media war. As you mentioned, you alluded to that the price was still higher under Biden, and we weren't at war at that time. In the meantime, there is, $1 million barrels a day coming out of Venezuela right now. Yeah, it's going to take them a while to ramp up and replace that production in the Middle East. But in the meantime, I would really, really, really believe that the president is going to be able to bring this thing home and bring this to an end very, very soon, maybe a month or so. That's my guess. But in the meantime, the president is doing what the best we can do. The main thing is keeping us out of the situation of letting them have a nuclear weapon. And folks have to take that long-term view. And this is a short-term sacrifice for a long-term problem.
Bernie and Brian, thank you both so much for joining us this Sunday.
Thank you, Lydia.
Thanks, Ryan.